My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Elden Ring. We are standing here before the fog wall for Margit. I will say, there is a little bit of a gap between the end of the last episode and the start of this one, and that is 1.5 hours I spent just running directly into this brick wall, attempting to throw my blood into the mortar of this difficulty curve, nay wall, and erode the mortar betwixt the bricks and knock it down, right? The strategy as I described it. That didn't go incredibly well. So, what I'm gonna do here is use what I learned in that time, that unpublishable length of just constant deaths to the same enemy, and attempt here to demonstrate my learnings. So one of my earliest learnings was which attacks I should guard break through and which attacks I should R2 through, because those are going to be incredibly important for getting the amount of poise damage required to knock them down. Now, that's actually a really good guard break move, the first swing they did up. You have enough time, in fact, to guard break that attack and then follow up. Oh god, I rolled again. Damn. And then follow up with an R2 after this one. You can get real good poise damage in there. Let's try. Thank you for that opportunity. I'm gonna have to take a, yeah, bad roll. Damn it. Okay, look. There's more learning that I want to demonstrate. I just got tagged on the tail there a couple times. I was kind of attempting to hold my cerulean flask there, and this is actually part of the strategy that I am going to I guess, demonstrate that did not work. So, I'm Edison here, introducing you to the 999 ways not to invent a light bulb. We've got the equipment of the Assassin's Crimson Dagger on. Critical hits restore HP. So, if we can get the enemy into a riposte state, I can save one of my flasks by being on half HP and using it as a recovery at that point. Okay. Yeah, there are some attacks that his tracking is just so bad that a couple of rolls will get you through, but you can't rely on doing that consistently, unfortunately. That's... Ooh! I actually may have only seen that attack like 1 or 2 times. This is a really premium opportunity. Again, completely squandered. One of these days, I'm gonna correctly guard break that attack. But today is not that day. It was a stored roll. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, just take a single non-charged R2 at that position because the tail swipe can come out really quickly. Unfortunately, I can't guard break that dagger attack because the single dagger attack is always followed up with the distance maker from the enemy. Just turns out to be too much. No! Oh, no. I've accidentally un-two-handed my weapon there. That's pretty tragic. You can guard break this. That's a really, really good attack to get the guard break through as well. Do the poise damage directly to the head. Unfortunately, I think I need to really get another opportunity to do a pretty close charged R2 after that in order to actually get the poise break that I'm looking for. Yep. I constantly get baited into that one, the single dagger distance maker getting me to attempt to guard break. Okay. I respect you. You gonna respect me and give me one of those uppercut strikes that I so desperately crave and will absolutely miss the opportunity to take advantage of in the way that I am describing? No! He missed me! He offered me the attack and he just decided to miss me. He knew I was gonna guard break him. He was scared. Oh my god. Just go down. Thank you. So that's how we intend to heal in this fight, okay? So we can get the 50% of the way, and then he's gonna take out a big hammer, and it is very big, and it is very powerful, and we can't really afford to guard break anything he does with that. Get him with that, and then roll! Oh my god, I actually demonstrated the attack working out well, and unfortunately, he had a very quick follow-up, so... it's not gonna be demonstrative of everything I wanted. Yeah. But hey, I think that is a good example of the area I got to in this fight. If I could have used fewer flasks before the phase change there, we would have been in a better position. Sure. Maybe I could have another couple of attempts at this. Also sure. Well, I kept saying that every 5 minutes in the 1.5 hours of unpublishable footage as well, so I'm gonna turn around and take a hint. It's okay, there's more than enough things to do out here. Excuse me? Can I not backstab? Oh, it wouldn't let me fire that. I would have assumed there would have just been a backstab attack with this. I mean every weapon has one. Okay, now, let's have a wee bit of a thinksies. Where... I mean, so we came down this path to get into this secluded area past what appears to be a mountain range here. What we could do is follow up in this direction, looking for new land. Or we could meet back up on the... Yeah, oh, no, because that's a gap across that bridge. So yeah, we would want to be on the landmass here. I think that's what I will do as well. Could just pop back up on Torrent to do it as well. We'll check these sidebars on my way. That's just cruel at that point. I didn't need to do that. Although the Thin Beast Bones are important, especially if I want to start doing ranged weaponry. Which, that does bring to mind. Should I go, like, look for a bow somewhere? Where would I find a bow? If I were a bow, where would I bow? Where is the bow's abode? I've seen someone who just sells a decent variety of weapons. I guess I could just go back to them. Okay, yes, so this is on the path I was looking for. Beautiful. Ah, unless this is just like a giant unnoted descent. Ah, yes. I see. It is exactly that. You got something to say to us, y'all? I mean, sorry, whoever you are.
You, please, I can read them. Your fingers, please, your fingers.
Oh no. All of the written messages have been warning me about this. Show hands?
Bless you. Head to the foundation of gold tarnished. Traverse Rhea Lucaria, glintstone eventide, and reunite the half-crescents at the grand lift. Oh, but the bridge is collapsed and cannot be crossed. Only, why should that matter? Stormveil Castle still stands tall.
Stormveil Castle still stands tall. Tall, specifically. The bridge here is broken. So, I think that she's guiding us towards one key that we've already gotten. Part of the Dectus medallion, the Grand Lift at Dectus. She wants us to reunite the medallion and activate the lift. Clear. This one had the description, the left half is said to reside in the coastal Fort Height to the far west. And I think she's saying that in order to get to the Grand Lift, I'm going to have to make my way through Stormveil. Still not certain if it's an optional or essential thing there. I'm doing it either way, though. Oh, are you purple? Oh, I like purple. Nomadic Warriors Cookbook. And we see some land leading down there. I wonder if that's worth checking out. There might be a cabin or something just tucked into the woods here. That would make a whole load of sense. Because otherwise, why are you letting me get here? Oh, hang on. You've chosen a poor escape route, friend. Ash of War, Stormwall. I mean, look, that's enough of a reward for exploring this place. I'm more than fulfilled. However, that would have looked incredible if I was correct. It would look like a hacker. Or I guess more realistically, like I had that spoiled for me. I'll tell you, I have had spoiled for me that illusory walls are still in this game. Like, they do exist. Which is the thing I question every single time I go into a Souls game. Are there illusory walls in this? Should I be checking every single wall? I also don't really want to have to check every single wall, so... The fact that I haven't got online messages is going to make this a little difficult. Hey, hang on. I think I was right. We are getting tucked in here. What are you? I'm hoping it's wildlife, but it is in and amongst the brush. So I couldn't entirely see it. Okay, never mind. We're good. We're good. So Fort Height is out in far west. Which, yeah, I could do. I could also not. At least right now. I think I'll, like, let's pin that as the second thing that I'm going to do. Right now, I'm going to peruse this area to the ultimate perusal. I mean, that kind of looks like a platform for a... Okay. And then I'll go back in that direction. How about? I should also just do a little bit of undirected exploration. I feel like I have attempted to do that, and I made my way to high-level areas quite quickly. As well as a boss that is supposed to be, I'm assuming, the early game gate. Uh-oh. I would have assumed that I could have struck them down in a single R1, which was why the so hasty initiation there. Thankfully, they've got almost no poise, and I've got a great sword, so if I connect at any point, battle over. Even if it's not a one-shot kill, it is a one-shot kill, in a way. Okay, nothing too around there. Don't really want to stay to the edge of the cliff too often here. Because while there is a jump mechanic in the game, I don't think they're going to do jump puzzles as much. Or I guess that's maybe my hope instead of my thought. Hello. I mean, I've got the high ground. Anakin. Okay, okay. That was a warning shot. I'm just marking my territory. Don't you dare come any closer. Yeah, you don't know what you're messing with. Woo. Oh! I tried to guard break after the bite, but they actually followed up with a very quick hit. Would have been very embarrassing if after all of that I just went down with full flasks still available. Alright. Fine. I don't need to get any of them. I'm not going to go out of my way for it. Sorry about the sweeping camera there. Just trying to get a little bit of a lay of the terrain here, so left-hand side, we have the back of the castle. I'll take the high ground as well. Give myself a little bit more vision easily without having to swing. Ah! I see. Our secreted entrance, perhaps? Stormveil Castle. No. And now I wait for whatever spawn to drop down on me. No? They will let my false sense of security linger a little longer? Lovely. Please take my grapes. They appear to be clasping their face, so immediately I'm thinking eyes. Also, weirdly, there's an association between grapes and eyes in my mind because of a joke I heard a very long time ago about a blindfolded haunted house where you'd put your hand in a bowl of grapes and say, or, you know, blindfold someone, put their hand in a bowl of grapes, peeled grapes specifically, and say, oh, it's eyeballs. Yeah, sure. Okay, never mind. I could have just not spoken for a couple seconds there, and then the game would have done it for me, but such is my eternal struggle. Shabriri grape. Yellowing, oozing eye of the infirm. Eyeball of the infirm, that is. Is that the extent of our exploration in this area? I mean, look. They have distinct columns on the walls. I mean, if there was going to be one anywhere, tell me it wouldn't have been here. Like, I'm getting Ruined Sentinels vibes. And there were, like, that Ruined Sentinels fight had, I don't know, incredible density of illusory walls. Sadly, none for us. Oh, but there is an ascent. Glad I double checked. Oopsie daisy. I do like being inside where I get a smooth 60 FPS as well. Is this gonna manage to actually lead into the full castle? Can I just, like, skip Margit? Did I say that I was gonna go in a different direction and then accidentally went in the same direction? I also have a symbol on my screen now. Is that nearby death route or no, I can't use my weaponry. We're disarmed. That's what that is. We're on holy terrain. Nary a drop of blood should be spilled here. Alright, buddy, take a load off. Why don't you tell me about that story of Elden Ring, Grandpa? Kind of looking more like King Theoden before Grima Wormtongue left the scene, you know? I think it's the kind of like slovenly rest that's going on there. It's not desirable. Okay, I can still roll. I don't know if rolling would open secret rooms. Secret rooms. I'm using roguelike terminology now. Because there's two things in my life. Dark Souls and roguelikes. Man, it's kind of a mainstay. They're two of the most long-lived interests of mine. I really struggle to see where they want me, like, maybe this area is just for later and someone should be directing me here and I should be meeting someone for a quest or some such, but I do feel my due diligence requires that I stay here for a little bit longer trying to find the reason that this area exists, just in case, you know, there's some NPC or item or interactable or wall or some such that I've missed that would be opening up an entire new area. It doesn't look like it. This is probably for later. Sadly. And yeah, there's no alcove out on the other side. Alright, let's go down. And back out into the real world. Ah, a new lost grace. Don't mind if I don't mind if I do. Liurnia of the Lakes. Liurnia of the Lakes. I know that name, Liurnia, from something, I think. It could have been very recent. It could have been ages ago. I have no clue. It has been 2 years, and I do not have a sense of time. My sense of time in recent weeks has been held up by trivia being on Tuesdays. Oh, I'll be taking that herb. This just looks like the drowned village, isn't it? Is this not where I fought Tibia Marina? Yeah, and that's the graveyard nearby. I'm feeling very in mind of it, but there are unlooted items here, which would tend to say that, or at least I hope, means that I haven't seen this area before. I'm sorry, bud. Don't take this personal, but this matters to me more. Sacred Tear. Ooh, that is for... It's an upgrade material we just saw. I believe it is for increasing the amount of healing from your flask. Yes, increases the Sacred Flask's potency.
You're tarnished, aren't you? Then perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied glintstone sorceries at the Academy of Lucaria. For a small donation, I'd be happy to share my knowledge.
I mean, you know, we don't get anything by saying no and walking away, I imagine. Sure.
Well, bless you, bless you. You're a true saint.
No problems, bud.
My name is Topes. Presuming you're interested, I can teach you sorceries, as promised. Only, none of them are particularly great.
That's more than fine by me. I can't understand any of them. Glintstone Pebble, Glintstone Arc, and Starlight. Yep. All outside of my realm, bud. But glad to know you.
Apologies, friend. I'm afraid my meager sorceries are no match for your generosity. Oh, right. I can tell you what I know about this place.
Oh.
That should help a bit. You've seen that structure to the north, towering over the water. That's the Academy of Lucaria, where we study glintstone sorceries. Only its doors have been closed for quite some time now. After they declared they wouldn't interfere with the shattering, the Academy cast repelling seals on the east gate leading to the capital, and the south gate leading here. As you might have guessed, the seals are still active, making entry to the Academy impossible without a glintstone key. And so I'm stuck here. A fledgling sorcerer with little chance of acquiring a key. When they cast the seals, I'd just popped out. And now I'm uprooted from my place of learning.
About the glintstone key.
Why not find yourself a glintstone key? Without one, you can't pass through the Academy, and you'll never reach the Erdtree capital. And if you find an extra glintstone key, perhaps, once you've tied up all your loose ends, and I can be very patient, would you consider donating it to me? I know it. I'm a bluntstone. Nary a hint of talent for sorcery. But still, my place is at the Academy.
Absolutely, bud. You'll be my first port of call.
Find yourself a glint without one.
No, we've spoken. We've spoken about that. That's okay. You don't need to repeat yourself. I got it the first time. I thought there were wisps of grace in this area telling me that there was a site of rest. Site of grace. To rest at. Not seeing one. However, this hill looks pretty important. I'm seeing unique structures up at the end of it. I'm seeing a curated path that they can put you down in order to know where you're approaching from. I'm seeing all the elements of effectively an open world dungeon. Well, maybe not. We kind of expected some spawns by now, possibly. A warming stone. Ah, there we go. Do I care to murder them? It's a question. What? Okay, hang on. Clearly my question was malformed. It should have been, do I care to be murdered? Excuse me, give me a moment. I underestimated you. Most skeletal figures that I've encountered thus far do not have the poise to deal with an attack like that. Ow! Oh, blocking is real tough here. I really want to get a guard break or something like that. No! Yeah, I was never going to be able to finish that one off. Yeah, they just have extremely heavy attacks that, you know, my great sword, even when I'm defending with it, is defending me against 50% of incoming physical damage, which means I'm taking 50% of the physical damage. I might need a little bit of juice in the caboose. A little bit of upgrades here. So there's Church of Irith. How many souls did I have on my corpse when I died? Sorry, runes did I have on my corpse when I died? Possibly enough to go over. I think down in that valley there may also be a cave. Maybe that's the curated entrance. Thankfully, I was pretty far down the path here. 932, not worth that much. I'll be taking those. This way out to a village. Makeshift. It's like a camp, effectively. So I should probably expect mobs in there. What have I marked in the distance there as well? I don't remember what that mark is. I know that was just for that tree. I think I also might have... Oh, it was an attempt to enter the Table of Lost Grace. Yeah, that I... There we go. Glad to figure that out. Because otherwise I was going to take that as the location that I'd previously somehow divined for the other half of that seal. No! Got him. Luckily, the person at the entrance there was more interested in using an item than attempting to battle me. Ah. Okay, clear out all objects on the horizon. There often appear to be purple items in them. Glintstone Craftsman's Cookbook, #1. So, crafting for application in sorcery builds, I have to imagine, considering glintstone was the type of sorceries that the other man was selling. Tops, his name was. Saying these things as well to half remind myself, so I lock them away in there. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so those are leading to a site of grace down there, I think. Did I miss a site of grace just a moment back? Sworn there was one here as well. maybe ultimately it was just trying to lead me down here. Hello, Grace, and that looks like Carle. Hey, Carle. Good to see you out and about. Let's take a moment here to do something that I should have done ages ago. Add the golden seed into the flask, increase the amount of HP healed by the flasks. Level up is a little bit out of my range right now. Ashes of War. It's my duty at least to look at these two. So it's down by 12. Wow. Okay, so this removes the dex scaling from the greatsword, and instead gives it more strength scaling. So it removes the dex scaling from D to 0, and then strength goes up to C. And because it's scaling with my strength and I have more strength than I do dex, the physical damage only goes down by 12 based on the weapon, but increases by 16 on the physical. What we're really losing out here, unfortunately, is we lose the stamp upward cut, which is the golf swing ability that I was really excited about using. Instead, we get wild strikes, which might not be a particularly useful thing to have on the sword. Stomp. Stomp. Yeah, this is still 20 less damage and 7 more, so it's, 14. 13. Sorry. That's 2 sevens. Lost one, straight sword. Is there a world where I try and double wield the straight swords there? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think I care about investing in that world just yet, though. Large leather suit. Okay. Let's have a little bit of a look at our option set here as well, now we're at campfire. Requires 10 faith. Sacred Seal, a rare trinket which allows incantations to be scaled with strength. Hang on. The claw mark represents Garank's wrath, enhances bestial incantations learned from Garank. Hang the heck on. Yeah, it gives descaling to your... Oh. Okay. I could get 2 more faith. I mean, look, that's not impossible. Can I buy the thing from Garank as well? I'm afraid I don't have much in the way of money at the moment. How can I increase that? Hey, Carle, got any ideas about how I can make money?
You're new around here.
Different.
Surprised you found me in my little nook. No matter. Your money's as good as anyone else's.
You may not have it.
Don't you take a look at my wares? Oh, but don't ask me how I got my hands on them, eh?
Nomadic merchant. All right, let's have a look at what you have. A lantern attached to waist to illuminate surroundings. So instead of having to have the torch out actively, that'll do it for you. I mean, I am interested in that. I'm interested in some serious amount of this stuff. Damn. The S-stock is back. E scaling with strength, C scaling with dex. It's pretty good, I imagine. It's always been pretty good. Astrologer's staff for staff of the astrologers. Glintstone is embedded in the tip, enabling it to use as a catalyst for sorceries. And then we've got astrologer gloves, a kite shield. So this person said, don't ask me how I got it. And this is a sorcerer set, as well as clearly a lot of sorcerer's equipment. So they've slain a sorcerer, right? You have to imagine. If this was a cleric set, like if this was based around a faith build and not the int build, I would be curious as to whether or not this was Patches in a disguise or some such. Even in Bloodstone, his name was Patches. So... I'm waiting. Some of these could be sold for a decent amount. Yeah, the arterial leaf is definitely, yeah, obtained. Exceedingly rare to find, so definitely don't want to just start throwing those away at all. Oh, don't want to get rid of it. I also don't really want to sell weapons. Also, the Krampus is going to require 16 dex. That's too much investment in dex for us. We just need something like... like longbow? Because that's going to be drawn back with strength, I have to imagine. Yeah, I have precious little that I can offer you, unfortunately. Have a foot soldier's cap and all of these Godric knight helms. The Vulgar militia armor as well as the surcoat. You may have all of those. That could possibly purchase us a level here. I know it was just over 3,000 we needed to be. And I would like to bank that, if possible, before I then go exploring. Okay. Okay. Especially because it's a swamp. It may not be poison. But I'm certain some other danger lurks here to fulfill the same role. Stone? Are you collectible now? What if I break you again? Maybe if I used a war pick? It says leap over there. That, wow, I did not know that the auto target that range was going to work. All right. Let's just carefully make our way for... Oh, there we go. That's our point of interest. Their movements are slow right now, but the thing is they have many limbs. So I'm assuming that they're going to stand up and suddenly start leaping and swiping. Also with those haunched legs behind them, I mean, come on. Do I have any way to initiate from distance? Hey, can I make any way to initiate from distance? Alleviates impending blood loss. Hey, yeah, we can create some fire pots to inflict fire damage at range. Make some bone darts to throw at the enemies. I'm keen on both of these plans, frankly. Let's make as many fireballs as I can. And then just 2 sets of the bone darts. I don't need this to be what takes them down. I need it to just get their attention. Especially if it can get their divided attention from one another. Hey, looks like it worked. All right. I'm gonna do the opening attack. Screw you. No! I was right. It gets up, it leaps, it uses all of its arms. Why did I have to say I was gonna do the opening attack? Anytime you give the game the opportunity to make a poetic moment out of owning you, be forewarned, it will take that opportunity gladly. Damn, get him with the headshots. I almost want to try and finish you with the dart. Nice. Okay, so we can effectively treat them like a dog. In the... Or I guess like a matador treats a bull. We kind of wait for it to do its charge attack, expend itself. Liurnia East. Okay, so Liurnia is a location. That's why I've heard of it before. That makes sense. I thought maybe the previous area that we were in was named after a character called Liurnia. Liurnia. Look at that big boy. Is that a land shrimp? What the hell is this game? This is incredible. All right. I mean, yeah, I gotta say, the site of grace nearish here. I could try and fight a land shrimp. Right? Yeah. No, but I need the souls. I can't die. You know what? Here's the middle ground. I'm going past to get to this. I'm gonna give you a swipe on my way. Just see your HP. My man got HP for days. Run! Certainly has like a spitting attack as well. Purified ruins. There's something in every ruins that I've seen so far. Like a purple item in every ruin I've seen so far. It is why I wanted to make my way over here. He appears to be attempting to give the building some business. Hey, you go back there. Land is my domain. And later, when I come to kill you, so will the sodden dirt be my domain. Honestly, it adapts to fit the situation. It's very much a me beneficial kind of thing. It's a I win, you lose kind of scenario. Swing. All right, and that is our first level if I want to go and bank it. I think I will just continue ahead because again, with this many locations on the horizon, I'm imagining we're going to come up to a site of grace relatively nearby. Ooh, that looks unique. It's crystal, bud. Ah. Interesting. I've seen a portal like this before. It took me to Garank's lair. God, I am curious, but also there's so many structures around here. Look at that sword in the distance just stuck into the earth. No, I can't. I can't leave before I at least swipe over those locations. I don't have to spend forever in them. Maybe I don't even kill everything. But I do need to see. Well, that's it. That's what I was looking for. Get off the horse. Get off the horse! Oh! Another Shabriri Great. Intriguing. And this did not try and attack me. 2 Fingers Heirloom. Okay, that looks like that's going to be a talisman. 2 Fingers Heirloom. Increase. Sorry, raises faith? Hang on. Hang on. Wait, what? Huh? It increases your faith by 5. If I turn off crits give me thing, I don't even have to increase my faith and I can go and... Oh my god. Are we a bestial faith build now? Okay. Take my shoes back off. So... Oh, yes! Alright, inventory, just so I don't tag something empty, I'm gonna... Sorry, it's down here in equipment that I'm looking for. Okay. Oh, hell yes! I realize I am currently wielding pyromancy. And I was trying to define this build by what I'm not going to do. Pyromancies, in this instance. However, I implore you to realize that this is cool as hell. And also, I will then provide the assurance that I don't intend to use the pyromantic things as consistently as I want to use those bestial incantations that are boosted with strength from Garank. Okay, I feel like I've sufficiently raided that area. Also, I found a new way that they try and hide things in this game under the floorboards. I'll take the golden rune what lays in. Thank you. And then the final point of interest I wanted to check on the horizon was here. Yes. Ah, turns out the sword stuck in the earth was much closer than I thought it was and much smaller than I thought it was. Another point of interest over there. Another couple points of interest, frankly. However, we're going to have to follow our fancies in the start of the next episode. Until then, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Elden Ring. Up at the top left, you can find the series playlist from start to finish. Down below is YouTube's recommendation for what it thinks you should watch next, streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the $10 tier. And a special thanks this episode to Abatoth. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.